Okay, the time is 6 a.m. It's 5:59 a.m. It's February 17th, 2025. So I just want to get this over. I was poisoned about, oh my God, at least 4 times, and I woke up at 5 a.m. They were cranking in the corner of my main room where I filmed. I'll film or take pictures just to get it clear, okay? And sighing and everything over there, and then I would get filled up with poison. And then they came in from 1511 and they were tapping and twisting on metal and doing working sounds and setting down liquid hollow huge metal, like metal tubs, heavy, right to my left, right under my floor. Okay, and each time these events happened, I got really fucking sick and had to race to the bathroom all night long. Okay, I went to bed early, you know that, 'cause I wake up so early, but like all night long, like it didn't stop. I would be woken up because it was so loud, and I would look at my phone, and the time would be like 3 a.m., 1 a.m. Like they didn't stop. They started about 3 hours after I fell asleep. So they just went all through the night, and it was from the row house 1507 S Street Northwest. It was from there. They were under my floor, sawing, and digging and cranking all night long, and they would poison me. But I was caught up in chemical warfare because there's literally Japanese people here, like you see in Japantown. You know, Japanese. They're not white working for the Japanese. They're not any of their neo-Nazi partners. They're not Ukrainian. They're not these white Russians. Just name it. They're not it. It's like literally Japanese human beings, okay? There are some decent Japanese people on the earth that do not want this, and their country has now engaged in 2 different world wars. 2. Okay? And Japanese people are very much like a lot of other Asian people where they're horrified by this. Okay, this is very upsetting to them that their country is so vicious. Okay, so the last time in World War II that Japan was involved with World War, they were nuked, and they did it again. Okay, so this is upsetting to a lot of Japanese people, as you can understand, who are peaceful and kind-hearted. Okay, nonetheless, so Japan has been around with some of their actual bona fide facts on paper military, and they don't want all these terrorists on S Street engaging in guerrilla warfare. I woke up to the cops when I was poisoned this morning. I got poisoned right away from the house 1507 S Street Northwest. You could hear them cranking and sawing and screeching their metal pipes underneath my floor, right conjunct to their unit 1507 S Street Northwest. I raced to the bathroom, and at that point the cops were out there signaling and doing their stuff and things. The DCPD with that house. So I don't have to state a case to this because military professionals who are literally defending my life don't need me to. I don't need to state a case to the cannibalism that occurs here regularly. I don't need to do any of it. So it keeps me a lot calmer. I don't even need to make this report. I'm getting the luxury to do that for my psychological well-being because I'm in here witnessing jaw-dropping terrorism. And it's only natural that I have the right to say something. Natural that I want to, and it's only ethical that I have the right. Okay, so I am, because of the good military, able to put this onto the internet, what I am telling you now. Okay? There has been massive other terrorism that, of course, I can't put on the internet that I am a direct eyewitness to. It hasn't stopped. It's coming from primarily 1507. Yes, they thought they were manning drones. Now, when I put that on my Facebook, when I put those kind of things online, the special forces already have those things in their possession. Remember, I can hardly speak English anymore, which I believe all of you understand why. Okay, so by the time I reported the equipment, the good guys had already taken it all. But who's still out there fighting the good guys like fucking idiots. The DCPD. Do you understand, if you're a smart, intellectual person, what is going to happen to the people in the city and their cops? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here come their mufflers. So I'm not going to put myself through this. No, we're going to put this on. I'm not allowed to talk about the people in this town or their fucking mufflers or anything. I'm off. I'm forbidden. It's like big no. Okay, it's the same as with all the shit I witnessed in here. The combat I witnessed in here is unbelievable. It's stuff you want to talk about. It's stuff you want to say on the internet so bad, dude. But I can't. That's the stuff it really has been disappointing to me. I can never talk about the most amazing things. It's not amazing in a good way. But at least I could share what I could, okay? All right, so now that thing is blasting, the sound machine is on and blasting, and I'm shouting over the top of it, I'm really not up for this. What I'm supposed to report is it went literally around the clock last night. They're sawing and all their construction work underneath my floor went all night long from the house of 1507 S Street Northwest. It was just massively loud construction work. I'm going to end it there because I don't need to state a case to this anymore. All right, they're setting metal tubs and working construction work under my floor from 1511. Every time I get really sick. I was poisoned last night too, but I kept trying to ignore it, and whatever the special forces were doing kept the poison from waking me up, because it has multiple times woken me up where I had to race in the middle of the night. But thank God that didn't happen. But I could feel the poison. The poison was waking me up into consciousness, along with the construction noise that went all night long, sporadically, periodically, all night long from the unit of 1507 S Street Northwest. Now, anything and everything that I have ever witnessed happen inside of 1507 S Street Northwest, that is including the backyard and the front yard, I cannot talk about. I can only talk about last night. Okay, the metal tubs are coming from 1511, tapping, screwing, construction work under my floor. There's massive events that I witnessed when I went racing to the bathroom. Massive, but I can't talk about it. Those equipments, the U.S. Air Force equipment, is under the possession of the good guys. Anything like that I put on the internet, is afterwards. I'm typing it after it happened. Those good guys don't need me to tell them that. All right, so now they tried to up the ante here. They tried to make it worse than before on S Street by bringing in drone stuff. You can man a drone from a tent. So they had the novel idea to do it from one of these houses. It didn't work. What they did was the devastation that's going to happen to DC and these cops that work with these houses right out in my face. Let me just say this, I'm allowed. There's a reason why these cops are alive to do that. It's exactly the same thing with all the politicians you see in UK and the United States. You got to understand, the good guys want them right there. The good guys are a very, 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 very strong military and smart and big, very big. They want the U.S. politicians right down the street. They want them right there. They want all the presidents that they can that were involved in this on TV. Okay? They want them there. As much as I get pissed that they're not arrested or haven't been this or that, right? Because how could they? And I've taken world history, I've taken American history, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how could they? Because the good guys want them there. What did I tell you? They're going to forcibly remove them, cuff them, and take them. These fucking politicians are blocks away from cannibals. So I need to stay out of this. This is not my operation or my block. I'm not going down there and physically arresting members of our sitting government who are sitting members of our government who are involved with treason. I'm not going down there, although I could walk down there. I'm not doing that. So there's a point where I stop, they start, and they want them down there. As much as my heart wants to see this or that, okay, because of what happens every day, this terrorism here, and the townspeople, the folks who live here, it's so appalling. It's so atrocious. Okay, but that's not for me, man. I've really learned a lot about how to cope with what you can do as a person. You know, I'm literally in rags. I have like $2 to my name. All I see and hear are terrorists. There's never anyone who is not depraved of heart trying to fucking gas and bomb the rest of the world, including their own town. A fucking mad, bloodthirsty terrorist. I don't encounter anything else. I'm surrounded by these fucking creeps day and night. So I get really, really, really disappointed. Okay, that is my time here. I've said what they did, what I was allowed to report. There's massive stuff that I can't report, okay? Poison ongoing. Terrorism cell, like off the Richter scale. They're trying to bring in U.S. military equipment that is just, it's finished here now. It's so fucking finished here now. I'm just telling the public what happens to D.C., what happens to New York, Manhattan had to happen. You've got to understand you need to start taking some world history of your own. Okay, instead of coming to me, having me explain it to you, what world wars consist of, why world war is so horrible, blah, blah, blah. Please do me a favor, all right? All right, and this crap in Europe, this is their news. Anything coming out of the U.S. is neo-Nazi and Iranian news. It's their news. So this crap coming out of the country of Europe is pitiful. The Navy boats in Japan is the good guys, okay? The Navy is a big deal, okay? The navies of the UK, US, and Russia are a big deal. And the Biden, Putin, Trump, they tried to take over all that crap, dude. It was so horrible. Now, remember, this has been going on 7 years. So the good guys have got a real advantage these days. They're doing really fucking good. And I want Japan to know what I say when I say how good the good guys are doing, Japan. You don't attack my country twice, Japan. Now I'm being poisoned at 6:12 a.m. I have to race.